Well, something that I'm sure you don't want to relive. I am going to bring it up before we wind it down, though. The Brawl for All. Very interesting thing that the WWE did. Uh, do you actually, funny enough, suited your character though, great. Do you remember when they kind of were, pitching this in the back and you first caught wind that they might do this?
No, I got actually a call from Vince McMahon, and he said to me, "Hey, we're going to put together this, a brawl for all, and it's real. It's like you just put on the box flip, but you can take the person down too, and it says you get an extra. I think it was an extra $5,000 or $10,000 every time you do it. And I thought, sure, why not? An extra, I just look at if it's an extra 5 grand. And of course, they put the first guy they put me with is one of the better MMA fighters was Steve Blackman, who just he never hurt me at all. He just kept taking me down, which made it just kind of embarrassing that this guy could take me down so easily. And I wanted to hit him so hard, but he was so good at he was so ready for me, like he just studied, knew any boxer that he would fight, he was just going to take him down. So, but then he got injured, and I got to get back in and fight JBL. And that match went to a draw, and then they had to go into overtime, and they gave it to him. But I got to make an extra, $10,000, 20,000 on just and never got hit once or not hurt at all. Anyways. But the unfortunate thing, so many guys did get hurt.
Yeah.
Not only get hurt, but ended their careers. And that's the sad part about the Brawl for All. It was a really bad idea that just got worse and worse.
But doesn't that say everything about the Attitude Era that this multi-million-dollar corporation, sports entertainment corporation, is paying danger money to its wrestlers to do
Yes.
to do a shoot fight on national television? Incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of like the owner just wanted to see his guys beat the crap out of each other, you know. But it goes to show any guy that did get into the Brawl for All was a tough guy. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to get up there and really fight. And if you notice that many of the superstars wouldn't even take the chance of tarnishing their legacy or career by being exposed in that ring. And that was, that you can't blame them. So, but
Yeah.
I look at all the guys that did enter, they were tough son of a guns, man.
Absolutely. And I know you don't dwell on this and probably haven't thought of it since, but I think that in that match with Bradshaw, I don't know, Mark, you you were definitely laying in some good ones. I mean, that was a decision finish, but I would have gone with Mero on that one.
Well, thank you. You know that I think the greatest thing about Bradshaw is that him and I are friends now. We couldn't stand each other back then, but I love the guy for what he does to help other people, and I know he's very proud of what I'm doing. And that's the greatest thing, man. Is not living with bitterness or resentment in life. And no matter how
Yeah.
much we did like each other back then, I guarantee when I see that big son of a gun, I'll give him a big hug. Instead of hitting each other, we'll just hug each other, okay?
That's awesome. It's so cool to see that these days, like, Ben, you could probably relate, like, as fans, we hear all the rumors and drama and stuff, but it seems like now, like, with all the conventions and stuff too, that you, Mark, and other wrestlers just, it's all in the past. A lot of it, at least. You all come together.
I think it is for the wrestlers that have managed to have the conversations. I think the challenges there's so many shoot interviews that are around, especially
Yeah.
were around in the early 2000s, that one person says something which gets taken out of context, or someone hears, "Did you hear what this guy said about you?" And before you know it, there's these huge rifts. I think what's refreshing about Mark is that he's taken the time to have the conversations. That you know, him and Bradshaw had contact with one another and made good. The same thing has happened with Mick Foley. Recently, Mark did 83 weeks of Eric Bischoff, and that was the first time that Mark and Eric had spoken in well over 25 years since their fallout. So, Mark isn't afraid to have an honest conversation with someone and then put the past in the past. And I think that's something we can all learn from wrestling or outsiders, that life's too short to hold grudges.
Yes.
And one of the biggest things I'm proudest of the book is that it's enabled Mark and Eric to resume their friendship, because the two were very close friends in WCW, and you know, life gets in the way, and the book gave an opportunity. I reached out to Eric Bischoff, sent him an email with the subject line Marc Mero, and said I'm writing Mark's book, and within an hour I was speaking to him, which I think
Wow.
just speaks a testament to, you know, what people do think of Mark. And I could have spoken to so many more people for this book, but you know, I had no problems whatsoever speaking to, you know, Mick Foley and Eric Bischoff and Eric Watts and Vince Russo, and not to mention all of Mark's friends and family as well that contributed. It's you know, it's a team effort bringing this book together, and particularly proud actually of the beautiful story that's shared from Little Richard's driver, which Clarence Santini, which I think just adds a really lovely extra layer into getting a bit more perspective on who Little Richard was away from the persona. So little moments like that this book affords as well. Hopefully, it gives people a real rich taste of the wrestling, the impact that sports entertainment has, especially during the 90s.
Rewind, recap, relive. Woo! That's what the world is watching.